Welcome again to this time, Colin. We are now at 41 episode.
Woo!
Pretty
That is
awesome, eh? Pretty awesome.
impressive.
We've had some great guests. And again, we just amazed ourselves. We got another great guest. So we're really excited to have a great talk. But we're going to tell you who it is in a little bit of seconds. First of all, our travel talk show here is a podcast of the A Tourism Marketing Group. Please tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST as we broadcast from our base camp somewhere here in beautiful Maple Leaf, Canada. I am your co-bro host of the A Travel Talk Show, Greg Gerard. I'm a co-bro founder of acanadatravel.com. We were just voted the best nationwide adventure travel company by the Lux Life Hospitality Awards in January 2021. Just thought I'd fit that in there, Junior. We also pen our blog, which is called Two Brothers, 2 Feet, Too Curious, Too Canadian. It is ranked 23rd of the top 1,000 global travel bloggers by Global Rise 2020. So we're racking up some trophies, and we're pretty happy with that after a lot of hard work. And who may you be, my fine feathered friend?
Well, I am the co-bro host, Junior.
Yes. And what are your skills?
Oh, I'm the keeper of the code, man. I am the keeper of the code. You got to get by me. And I'm the co-host of these wonderful episode 41st
Yep.
Travel Talk Show.
Yep.
And co-owner of acanadatravel.com.
And proud brother of Greg Gerard.
Younger brother, yes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's got to be stated.
Nah, it has to be. Every show, I think you bring that up.
I guess I just want everybody to know you don't seem to bring it up at all, though.
No. I gotta rely on my my experience to not bring up family trash like that.
Well, you're the more experienced brother, right?
There you go. So together, we're known as the Brothers of Tourism. We're the lovers of Canada. We're home of the beaver, the moose, and the polar bear. We're collectors of the bumps and bruises and the broken bones. We have maple leaf red blood runs through our veins, baby. This is the A Travel Talk Show, and it's recorded every live Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So stuff happens because we are live. Sometimes the video cuts out. Don't leave us. We're going to be right back. Sometimes the audio ain't up to snuff. Well, this happens, and this is what happens when you go live, and we do it sort of with a little bit of a Canadianism kick to it. The following day, you will be able to see this show because our Canuckles are going to feature this episode on our live scrolling travel community feed on our award-winning acanadatravel.com website. So if you want to be part of this travel club, please go and register on the website. We will also be sharing this show about our guest on our Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, LinkedIn, social media page. And at the end of the month, guess what? We actually will be writing about our guest tonight on our blog, Two Brothers, 2 Feet, Too Curious, Too Canadian. So welcome everybody to the most Canadian show online. It is as sweet as Canadian maple syrup, as sharp of a beaver's two front teeth, and as big as a Canadian Rockies. It's all Canadian all the time here on the A Travel Talk Show. So tonight, Colin, we got a great guest.
She sounds very informative and educational. I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
I think we're going to wow the global world with a little bit from Miss Bannock, Sharon Bonharg of Kukuli Cafe. I believe it is, and I know Sharon is going to correct me. I'm hoping she does. It is the first Indigenous fast casual cafe in Canada. And she is also, because of her prowess, her intelligence, and her wisdom, she is a director of Indigenous Tourism BC. Now, let's just talk a little bit, and we're no experts, and that's why we bring on the experts, but we did a little bit of digging, and we do try to keep up to speed on all tourism matters at hand. But according to the Canadian Council for Aboriginal Business Report 2006 census, there are 37,000 First Nation, Métis, and Inuit persons in Canada who have their own businesses, and that is a significant increase of 86% since 1996.
Wow.
That's
way
awesome.
To go.
Yes. However, there's another little wing-ding for you people who have the passion of tourism. In 2017, called, did you know that nearly 19,000 businesses located in Indigenous communities?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
No idea.
and it's growing. It's growing, right? We hope we hope it's going to grow. We want it to grow, and we want to help
Mhm.
it as much as we can. So this is from this same report. It indicated that First Nation businesses in Canada generate $10 billion of total revenue, and nearly one half of the businesses in Indigenous communities are located here in beautiful British Columbia.
Wow.
You know, it's a nice tie-in bringing Sharon on board because last week we had the World Food Travel Association join us,
Yes, we
right?
did.
And they are the food and beverage global experts. The largest area of tourism is in the food and beverage industry. And as last week's guest, Jane Connolly, so nicely put it, at the World Food Travel Association, she pointed out to experience culture is through our food.
Yes.
She would
Brilliant.
know. She would
Brilliant.
know. She's the expert. She
Yeah.
deals with food. She's in the culinary tourism, and she sure brought a lot of light to us last week. And we didn't want to let you down. We're going to bring you a lot of light now this week with Sharon Bonhug, who is
Yes.
joining us. So here's a little bit about our guest, just so we can share with you a little bit. Sharon Bonhug, who is a food and culinary tourism industry as she works in it. And this is how, and I just love this. This is how she so well put it, Colin. Don't panic. We have Bannock. So there's no
I
need to
saw
be
that.
panicking right now because guess what?
Yeah.
We've got
You
Bannock,
got exactly.
right?
Perfect. I love it.
Sharon Bonhug is the CEO of Kukuli Cafe. Now, if you haven't been into a Kukuli Cafe, you haven't been around these parts. I'll tell you, it's crazy. You got to go in. We are so lucky, or I know, because I've actually gone in and crashed Sharon's cafes. I've actually gone in there and, drank the coffee, and I've had Bannock. So you know what? I'm a sort of a wannabe a Kukuli Cafe patron. So I have been in there. So I believe it is the first Indigenous casual cafe in Canada. As of 2018, it is also the first Indigenous restaurant franchise. So listen up, viewers. We are going to be putting up all her information. So after you hear her story, you're going to go, wow, I'd like to know more. And so we're going to help you know more because we're going to put up all the emails, all the websites, all her contact information. And we'd love, and we ask you all to flutter with a whole bunch of stuff because you know what? We want her to be extremely busy. And I'm sure she'll email us back saying lay off and we'll just bring some more people to her. So hurry up. We're going to give you all that information. Okay. 2013, our guest here, into the Food and Beverage Award winner at Aboriginal Tourism BC. She's also the Business of the Year 2020, 10 or more employees, BC Aboriginal Achievement Foundation. Sharon is also the director for Indigenous Tourism BC. And I just wrote another one down because we're so efficient here at AA Canada Travel. 2020, that would be 2020 National Aboriginal Capital Corporation Indigenous Woman in Business of the Year Award. Woo! The crowd's going wild. Look how wow!
As they should.
Exactly, and they should. So, a little bit about our guests, and that would be our new friend and forever friend, we hope, Sharon Bonhug. And I think, Colin, we have done enough gibber and jabbering. I think maybe we should even bring our guest online. And here she comes. We'll just make sure she's unmuted here. And we'll bring her on to the screen. And voila. Hello, Sharon.
Hi there. How are you?
Fantastic. We are so happy to have you on our show. And thank you for giving us your time.
Awesome. Yes, no problem.
Excellent. Yeah. So Sharon, would you please tell our viewers a little about who is Sharon Bonhug? Because I'm sure we missed some of the good stuff. And maybe and hopefully you touch on your partner, Darren, who you who you refer to as your first line of defense. So we want to know who this guy is.
He is the first of the last line of defense.
Yeah.
Anything financial will go by him. No,
There you go.
he's the numbers. Darren is the CFO of Kukuli Aboriginal Foods. We started Kukuli Aboriginal Foods in 2005, because 2004 we were just selling Bannock at Westside Days. 2005 we started making a business out of it at one of our local car washes down the road here in West Bank, BC. And we just decided that there was really no Indigenous style. Well, at that time it said First Nations, and now it's Indigenous.
Mm-hmm.
So there was really no restaurants like that you could go and grab something unique.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just decided to sell Bannock out of the car wash concession for 3 years, worked on a business plan. We've had a lot of great help. We have a business partner for Kukuli Cafe Properties, Inc., another company that we have for franchising. And yeah, he helped us with our business plan. And now we are with the Canadian Franchise Association, and we are working on franchising Kukuli Cafe. So Darren is the CFO, I'm the CEO, and then we also have a silent partner.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
I see that there's a Darren Hogcat here on our comments saying, "Hey, Sharon."
Oh, yeah, he's probably watching.
There he is. Yeah. I wonder if he's blushing.
Probably. Like,
Ah.
he is not the limelight kind of guy, so he
Yeah.
will not come on camera. You could even pay him $1 million, but then I come in front of the camera for that. So
Yeah. Uh-oh. Colin, we got ammunition now.
Yeah,
we
some
can
dirt.
embarrass Darren on live show. So
Yeah.
Kukuli's is the First Nations themed restaurant located in the heart of the Okanagan and in West Bank, BC, Canada. Some call it West Kelowna. It's the big what. And also, I believe the first one in here is personally, I know the young gentleman who operates it, fine young gentleman, who operates the shop here in Merritt, BC, Canada. Now, I believe Kukuli Cafe, and I think you said that at Westside Days, and then it grew from there. And I was reading up about this story of evolution, and it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating where it's gone, where it started, and where it is now. So, from the journey in 2004, what was the motivation behind the story of Kukuli Cafe? What was the light switch moment?
well, when we were doing our business plan in 2005, 6, 7, part of 2008, I was looking for like a name for my restaurant that had the indigenous indigenous sound from my territory, the Inla which is Merritt. Hi, Merritt.
Yeah.
I'm from the Nuwayich Indian Band, and I was looking for a name that had that "k" sounding, "k."
Yeah.
And I was reading this old book from the explorers that came through the Spencis Bridge area. I think his name was James Tate or something. James Tate. Slipping my mind because I'm on camera right now.
Pressure.
And he had this word Kukuli, which meant pit house. First Nations lived in these pit houses. They were built into the ground and with log and tool and dirt and weeds all over on top of it, right?
Okay, yeah.
It was a gathering place. They lived there in the winter. They built a fire. It went up through the top of the Kukuli, or Sheishkin in my language. Sheishkin is pit house.
Okay.
So, and it's spelled S with an upside down question mark.
Sheiskin.
I'm writing it.
Oh, okay. There's more to it, but don't ask me right at this moment. And so it's a gathering place. And when I saw the word, I'm like, oh my God, there's the word. That's our business. As soon as I read it, I drove down to Community Futures, registered the name. And then, yeah, we just worked on, that was the vision of Kukuli Cafe. And then Don't Panic, we have Bannock. We trademarked it. It's all, it's in there, copyrighted, everything. Don't Panic, we have Bannock. Don't Panic, eat Bannock, whatever. It's all trademarked.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, that took a few years and a lot of money and lawyers and stuff, but it takes a lot of.
Yeah. And you know what? It's catchy, man.
Yes. Yeah.
It's priceless. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you hear that, everyone will say, "Oh, hey, I saw this. Don't panic, we have Bannock or something somewhere." And when they thought it was us in Alberta or Ontario, and we're like, "No, there's only 2 of us right now." So one in Merritt, one in West Kelowna, West Bank, and we're working on a 3rd and a 4th. So who knows when that's going to happen? We actually almost started one before COVID hit, and then it hit and it wiped it out. So we're like. That franchise is on hold, but we're hoping that'll get going this year and things start picking up for that. But our business has very much thrived this year in the last 6 months because we didn't give up. No matter what, how much red line, whatever, in the black, in the red, we just hung in there and made it through. And both businesses are doing quite well for being so, unique and different, I guess. Not too many people expected an Indigenous restaurant, because when I was researching my business plan and to find any Indigenous or First Nations restaurant in Canada, I found one that opened up around the same time I opened my doors of the restaurant in 2009, just after we opened. So that was kind of neat, but people weren't really on the social media as much yet either in 2008 and 9. So it was really hard to see if I was doing it right. I didn't know. I was doing it. I had a menu and we did that menu. It wasn't a solid concrete menu because we've evolved over time now. In the last 10 years, we've learned so much in the restaurant world, and it's not easy. And if it was, everyone would be doing it. So it's quite the business to be in. It's fun, it is exciting, and it's never the same. It's different every day.
Isn't that the best thing about it? It's not a 9 to 5, put at your desk, checking the same boxes every day.
Exactly. No, between my husband and I, we are working in it like probably 14 hours a day, and not in the restaurant. There's some in the restaurant because I'm making Bannock right now. So we do a lot of stuff at home as well. So
I don't think Sharon likes our Bannock in our green room column.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's probably imitation.
I know. I don't even know if it's real. It might have been plastic. It might have been one of those things you put on the table.
I was expecting
a little chewy.
There's no lobster left. We know that.
But Sharon, it sounds like you put in such a, the grunt work from the beginning, like the car wash. And I mean, it's been a hell of a journey for you.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of different things for the business. We started out the car wash. We have an amazing friend, Mike, who owns the Vista Ridge Car Wash. And he said, hey, you can have this spot and just pay me breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. And we're like, sure. And we're like, what do we do? I said, well, I still worked in the school district. I worked at Starbucks. Darren worked at Water Truck Drive, worked at Tim Hortons, worked at another restaurant. So we had about 3 or 4 jobs each, just because we were saving money to get our business going as well, and to get out of debt, and to have a good, clean financial slate, right? So, and we kept buying things for the restaurant for 3 years, and we didn't know if we were ever going to have one, but we just bought everything, fryers, and we bought everything we needed, threw it in the shed for a couple of years. Just kept building it like it was going to come. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's how we did that. And then when it did happen, I had 1 month to quit all my jobs because I had to. Funding came through, and I applied through the All Nations Trust Company in Kamloops at that time, and got a loan and First Citizen Fund, and away I went. And it was
good for you.
Congratulations.
Good for you. Congratulations. Beautiful story.
Thank you. Thank you.
So maybe for us who grew up on the West Coast and through BC, there's for our viewers overseas that I know that a few are going to be checking it out tomorrow morning when they wake up. They even told me they were interested in meeting Mrs. Bannock. So I was wondering if maybe before we introduce Mrs. Bannock, if you could quickly explain what is Bannock.
Well, bannock is a fry bread. It's a bread. So I know in all cultures, everyone has a type of bread in their culture that they've, that they grew up with. Like
Mhm.
the sopapillas and some other breads that people come in and tell us about, latkes and all kinds of things. So it's really neat that in my language, bread is sapliel. Sapliel. It's a bread. So I would say if there's a word for bread, then we had bannock back in the day. So
Yep. Yep.
but it was probably a little different, of course, right? They had to use sunflower root and add berries, and they made different kind of medicinal type things that would get them some type of thick sustenance that would get them through the winter months, right? So, and I have elders that have taken me out to pick these wild roots and potatoes and celery, and
That would be cool.
so cool. Yeah, like it was amazing. And I know I can hook you up with her too. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just meeting an elder and hearing the stories would be
Oh, yes.
just like, that's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah. And Amelia, her name is Amelia.
Amelia.
You might even know her. So
We're looking forward to interesting. So last week, I don't know if you caught our show, but we had Jane Connolly on of the World Food Travel Association, and very interesting. And she is so into the experience that culture is through our food. And when you think about it, that is so true. And how important are traditional foods in the history of the First Nation people, and how does it assist in promoting cultural and culinary tourism? Because that's a growing segment of tourism industry in general here in Canada. It's something that we haven't grown very well in the past, our culinary tourism. So now we have this opportunity where we have a successful story like yourself, who has found her niche and who has developed a brand, and that's a growing brand. So how does it assist in all this?
Well, in 2010, I was driving down the highway again, and I was listening to CBC, and I had heard this program about Indigenous Tourism BC, and I thought, oh my God, that sounds so cool. Yeah. And they were looking for directors for their board, and so I applied, and I got on the board, and from there it was just, I was the only Indigenous restaurant at that time. And I thought it would be a great help for me and my business to be a part of this Indigenous Tourism BC, because they're there to support Indigenous businesses and entrepreneurs in any way, like networking, marketing, and just business, programs and things like that they've been doing. So I got on the board, and I just learned so much. I've been on the board for 10 years. And
Whoa!
Oh,
that's a lifer.
Oh yeah. I don't
you're
know.
Like 15.
Good. I keep getting voted. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're doing something right then.
Yeah. And I really like it because it's just been a great help to, I help other people now in getting their businesses started. Nice. And
like a mentor program?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a few mentor programs now. I'm signed up to do entrepreneurs and residents right now with a company here in Kelowna. And I've been asked to do another one in the Shuswap area. So, but ITBC is a very important resource for Indigenous entrepreneurs. And if you have a tourism business, whether it be adventure to trails, hiking, restaurants, winery, that type, it's been a great source for Indigenous entrepreneurs. Okay, they really do promote and help us. So
yeah, and let's face it, as an industry and as different segments within the industry, it's so important that we stick up for each other and help each other out the best we can, and share skill sets.
Yeah, definitely. ITBC has been a part of, also a part of Indigenous Tourism Canada as well. And there's over 400 businesses in BC that are Indigenous. And I believe across Canada with Indigenous Tourism Canada, maybe 1,000 or something.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah. BC's the homeland for the growth of it anyways, right? You're leading the pack out here in BC on setting the example.
Definitely ITBC was the creator of, Indigenous tourism across Canada. So taken a real lead role in that.
Okay. Okay. So one of the one thing I've noticed, and then by reading a little bit about your profile out there, is what the Kukuli Cafe. If when you go into one of these locations, and again the locations of Karen and Darren's business is, again, one is in West Kelowna, which is called West Bank, and another one here is in Merritt. So make sure when you are traveling through to please stop in and say hi to Sharon and to her friendly staff. And is it okay if I mention the owner in Merritt?
Oh, Elijah?
Yeah, there you go. If you're coming into Merritt, then make sure you just drop in and also say hi to Elijah, who is a phenomenal fellow, stand-up guy as well. And of course, he has Sharon as a role model. So I mean, you're not going to lose there either, right? That's a guaranteed win. So congratulations to both of them in West Bank and Merritt. So when you go into your shops, it's so obvious that you support BC and Canadian companies who support to commit to First Nation artists. And Colin and I are very fortunate because we've been to a lot of the First Nation villages around BC and Canada, and a lot of we've been lucky to have been invited, because you need to be invited to some of the events. And one thing you notice is art and food are important for preserving First Nation culture, tradition, and language. So why is it so important to you, and why does Kukuli make a big effort to acknowledge First Nation artists and cultural groups when you walk through your front doors?
Well, we've met people from all over the country, from all Indigenous communities across Canada. I've got so many guest books from people from Ontario, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. And when they come in, and, you know, Bannock is an art, right? And they come in and go, oh my God, your bannock is so awesome and fluffy. And we never brag about our bannock, because I always say grandma or Cookum or Yaya always makes better bannock. So
yeah.
But we do promote and really support Indigenous artists. And I believe it's important to have authentic Indigenous art. If people want to spend the money and support Indigenous artists that, you know, take their time. They're, you know, sometimes they don't have storefronts, and we used to sell some of the local Indigenous art, but it's very hard for us because we didn't have a system. And when you don't have a system to look after and keep track of what they're selling or what they have, then it gets a little bit discombobulated. And so it's hard to keep track of all their stuff that way. So, you know, until there's a system in place for our cafe, you know, but we still do support Indigenous artists. And a few of our girls at the cafe sell their lanyards and earrings and stuff at the cafe. And then we make our own cups and mugs. You know, we get those done up for souvenirs and stuff for people. But it's really important to promote and support your local artists, Indigenous and non-Indigenous. They put a lot of work and time into their art, and that's their life. That's the way, you know, that's, you know, they're making a living that way, right? So I think it's really important for.
So Rhonda Dunn says hi. Kayleen Earl says hi. May Keeter says hi. Angela Gray says hi. And of course, you've got your favorite, Darren Hogg says hi.
Oh, yeah.
Angela actually says hi, Carrot. So I don't know what that's about.
Oh, what's Carrot? What's the carrot?
Are you Carrot?
Oh, Angie Gray. She's the lanyard expert there. She can whip up 5 lanyards in 2 hours, and she's done.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll dip in a little bit into since you've been there for 10 years and done a great job of helping to grow Indigenous tourism BC. Maybe so as a director, you have insight into the direction of First Nation tourism is taken in BC, not only now to where it is to, and also to how it grew to this point. So the question is this, Sharon, with the advent of COVID-19, the playbooks have changed. Old playbooks don't work. New ones are going to have to come into place. The way we rethink how we're going to market domestic tourism, when is international coming back, all those question marks. All levels in Canada, tourism is taking a beating. This is no surprise. What are some of the fallouts, maybe innovation you've seen? What are some of the positive success stories maybe you've seen in tourism that you're witnessing during COVID? Where have you seen? We've seen some perseverance. We've seen some great innovation. What have you seen on your end?
Oh, well, let's see here. I think some of the perseverance, I guess, would be people who haven't really given up in these times. I know, like, for instance, our Merritt store, when COVID hit almost a year ago, he had to run the store by himself.
Wow.
So Elijah ran the store alone. He had to lay everybody off, and he was cooking, cleaning, and running the till, and even making deliveries with his car. So to see,
You
Elijah,
must be so proud.
oh yeah, he came to us, and we all worked together really closely. Like, we had to really brainstorm, and we had to make a lot of changes.
Yeah.
We were lucky we didn't close our doors. Probably only a few people had decided to leave at that time for their safety. And, the rest of us, we just, we got stickers made up. We just made sure everyone was social distancing and washing our hands. And so happy no one's been sick in a year, knock on wood. So I need some.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just go to the WCB website, and those are your rules. So you don't have to hear everyone else's rules when they come in and tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
You go to the website and make sure that you're following them. And I just think that keeps everybody in line and in check, and keeps everyone safe. And that's what we just did. We had to step outside of the box, and we went to so much takeout. I mean, we have to go with all the little Skip the Dishes, DoorDash, Uber Eats. We do our own app. We have our own app now. You can download Kukuli Cafe app on your phones, and you can order everything on there, pick it up curbside as well. Curbside will be installed at our Westbank store sometime this week or next week. We're taking one whole side of the building now for curbside.
Nice.
And before, they would just go park in the parking lot. We'd have to go figure out which one they are. But
and that's a huge parking lot.
Yeah, like Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Nice.
We had a great partnership too with West Kelowna Canadian Tire. Don came over and asked if we would feed his staff for 2 months.
Yeah.
We fed his staff lunch every day through the pandemic in March, April, and part of May. And that helped us stay afloat. And
now that's
we
teamwork.
fed him. That was amazing. Like, that was very.
That is so awesome.
We were great.
So cool.
So thank God. That one just makes me shake a little bit, because, without that, we probably would have had to close the doors for a while.
Well, and that's how we need to support each other. Exactly. Great case scenario. I mean, that's a beautiful story. That's gorgeous. I'm almost shaking.
Yeah.
Kudos Canadian Tire.
Yeah. Kudos.
Exactly. It was amazing. So and that was a good success story there. Just making those partnerships with your community, and just making sure that every customer that comes in, they're not treated like they have COVID. You want to love your customers, and you want them coming back, and we do. We're grateful for everyone that comes in. And we all do what we need to do to survive.
Exactly. Now we're sort of getting some inside story here. Angela says it's Sharon carrots. So, and also Creelan says hi too. Angela doesn't want to forget that Creelan's saying hi, and Uncle Wags is throwing out a hi also. Uncle Wags, there's some
Uncle Wags. Oh yeah, Uncle Wags and Auntie Angie.
There you go. Well, thanks guys for tuning into our show. To all of you on there, by all means, keep them coming. We'll be sharing them throughout the show. What are the steps? I know I saw some. I actually participated in it. There was Melanie Mark was going over a new tourism program for Indigenous Tourism BC to help them out with these businesses. And I was hoping to see you there, but I actually went in there.
Yeah, I was in there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, Melanie Mark. Yeah, I saw that roundtable discussion.
Yeah. So they're providing assistance to First Nation tourism. So these are some of the steps that they're doing. So maybe you could share with us that program that you guys have been putting forward, and how, and for the people who are out there who are operating First Nation tourism businesses, how it can help them.
Well, I think like any other organization, like say we're getting, I think Indigenous tourism is getting $5 million to help the BC Indigenous Recovery Program, or COVID recovery program for the businesses. Yeah. So, you know, it's got almost the same guidelines as the other organizations out there. So this just happens to focus on Indigenous tourism in British Columbia. So that does help a lot of the businesses that are, you know, not able to operate right now, right? With all the lodges, say on the island and in the rainforests up in the Haida Gwaii and that area. No, there's a lot of businesses that can't do anything because no one can travel, and everyone's just sitting waiting for the moment that they can get their businesses happening. So yeah, so they will so that money, I guess, will go towards helping all the anyone who needs it to apply for it, and yeah, it'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. So Kakulu opened in West Bank in September 2009. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's just a little wag here. And again, I'm going to throw it out there. We've been putting up Sharon's email and her website. So if you're interested in hearing more about this franchise opportunity that Sharon offers, by all means, please contact Sharon on the emails we've been putting up on the screen. And I'm sure she'll be able to help you and direct some questions towards that. But just to give you a little background about our friend Sharon here, she was awarded in 2010 Aboriginal Business of the Year Award. She's had an appearance on the Food Network. You Gotta Eat Here. Have you seen that show, Cole?
I haven't. No.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And in 2020, the National Aboriginal Capital Corporation Indigenous Woman in Business of the Year Award. And I can't say that fast 3 times, but it's a great honor. And she's also been an award recipient of that. So what are some of the highlights, Sharon, in your life to date? What are some of the key moments in the Kakuli Cafe story?
Some of the key moments, well, when we first opened our doors, that was a big day, because
that's huge.
I didn't know who was going to come to the restaurant.
Yep.
I don't know who was going to come and eat bannock and Indian tacos and burgers and fries, which we found out aren't native, so we got rid of them. So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's how the menu has evolved over time, because we're looking for Indigenous foods and just needed it to be that Indigenous experience. When people come to eat at an Indigenous restaurant, you want to have bannock, you want to have salmon, you want to have venison, you want to have those things, and everything needs to be fresh and not from a box. And everything we make at the cafe is fresh, hand cut, not from a box. We cook, grill it, bake it, fry it. Everything is healthy options. We have baked bannock, we have fry bread, we have all kinds of things that you can imagine. And just making our systems always very strong and easy for people to do. So when they open up their own Indigenous franchised restaurant, then they can just jump in with 2 feet and have fun with their the restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's give them the formula and let their personality work it, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
And how important, and we've had luckily for us, because we've got quite a few friends around Canada in the restaurant business, and it's really interesting. And I know I'm just gonna throw this out there, but how important is a good cup of coffee to a restaurant?
I think coffee is a very important thing, because we have amazing coffee at our restaurant. And I don't know,
we do.
Friends, I say good friends with Paul Biglin, Spirit Bear Coffee Company. Give him a little plug there, because he's been supplying our coffee now for almost 10 years. And it's the best organic coffee that I've ever tasted. And I'm very picky, and I drink it every single day. But it's good stuff.
It's good, eh? And where's Spirit Bear based out of?
Spirit Bear is a company in Vancouver, Port Coquitlam.
Port Coquitlam. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
he's
is their product readily available retail level, or is it all wholesale?
he does wholesale. We have retail. So
Okay.
we do sell his coffee by the pound at the cafe.
Okay. So what we would suggest to all of you nasty coffee drinkers out there like us is you go into Kakuli, you get one cup, and
Yeah.
then you get wowed by it, and then you go buy a bag. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it works. So give it a shot. And Sharon here has said she will supply you with your coffee fix once you fall in love with the coffee. And I have been there on numerous occasions because I am too a coffee addict, and I go in and get coffee a lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what's next for the Kakuli story, and what sort of road are you looking at going down? What's the big story coming down the pipe that you can tell us, and sort of wet our tongue a bit on the future of Kakuli and where you'd like to see it go post COVID, if there is such a thing.
Well, we're looking at the Kakuli triangle right now. So we're looking at one more, and it will be in the perfect triangle for us to go and do our little rounds of Kakuli. So we're hoping the third location will happen this year. And yeah, and just to plug away at franchising, and however, we have everything in place. You could sign on the dotted line, let's go and open up another Kakuli. On the coast, I don't know, Alberta, we have we get requests coming in, like at least 2 to 5 a day that come in, and from BC to Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pretty excited that I know, like once the first, 3 or 4 go, it's just going to boom. And hopefully we're prepared for that when it just grows so fast, because I know it will. It's just taking time, and it takes, not giving up and perseverance and keep going with this. We've been in it now for almost 12 years now. And when the first day we opened our doors, people thought we were a franchise from Ontario already. And we're like,
okay.
Oh. I said, no, this is just me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just decided to open up the restaurant, and away we go.
Excellent.
So
Rhonda says a hello, and so does Kaylin Earl is giving you a shout out, and she's just making exactly. She also says here that Spirit Bear coffee is the best.
Awesome.
And I ain't one to argue. So I mean, if Kaylin Earl says it's the best, it's the best.
Definitely.
Right. So okay.
Thanks.
So is there anything before we let you go, Sharon? And again, thank you for all the information. And again, everybody, as we leave Sharon with her last comments, we will make sure that you get her email, her website. It's all over this broadcast. And again, we can give her a shout, find out about this Kakuli Cafe opportunity. It's great. There's good people behind it. Give her a shout. Give Darren a shout. And both of them will definitely help you along the way on that. So Kakuli Cafe, kudos to you. And Sharon, is there anything you'd like to leave our audience before we let you go?
Just thank you for supporting Kakuli Cafe all these years since we opened. When I moved back home to Merritt in 2014 and opened up our second restaurant there, we opened it like it was going to be a franchise. We treated it like a franchise. We did everything we needed to do to that restaurant to make it be a franchise, to see how the model would work. And 4 years later, we sold the franchise to Elijah Mack Sterling, who is doing an amazing job over there in Merritt. And that proved to us that if that one can survive, then every other Kakuli Cafe that opens in the interior, it will survive, because like they say, culture, our food and culture is connection. That's the authentic experience that you're going to get when you come to Kakuli Cafe. And we just are very grateful that everybody who comes in supports us. And we thank you. We're so grateful, because where would we be without you?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Marriage. And remember, everyone, don't panic. Sharon's got Bannock, so
There you
just get
go.
over it, and she'll be able to help you out. So again, Colin, did you want to ask Sharon anything before we let her go?
I got to try the Bannock, so I got to say.
There you go. There you go. And
Thanks for joining us.
There is one thing that I'd like to say is
Yeah.
Kakuli Cafe is you know how there's Chinese food, there's Ukrainian food, Mexican food,
yep.
right? And now there's Indigenous food. And Indigenous food restaurants are popping up all across Canada. So there are Indigenous restaurants out there now that are popping up all over and, you know, starting to mark their, you know, way of this is how because every culture is so different.
Yeah.
Not every culture is the same. We have like 230 bands here in British Columbia, and you know, there's the West Coast, the interior, there's the Salish, there's the Northern, and everyone's menus are different.
Yeah.
But yet they all have the same thing where food is used for celebration and to gather and to share. And, you know, every time you come into our house, it's, you know, everybody wants to feed you, right? So
Colin, that was an invite. That was an invite. I just heard an invite. Everyone heard that. Everyone heard that.
Yeah.
Food at Sharon's. Yoo-hoo!
Yeah. Let's post the address.
Yeah. So again, Kakuli Cafe West Kelowna's what Daisy there says hi, and Robin Peterson says so happy to see such a great role model for our Indigenous community. Kudos to you, Robin. Excited to see all your continued success. Robin says, Sharon. A lot of people here are cheering you on, including your two co-bro hosts here at the A Travel Talk Show. We hope to have you back very soon to update us with the story and to keep in touch. And we wish yourself, Darren, and your staff all the best now and in the future. So again, thank you very much, Sharon, for joining us today.
Yes, and congrats on your award too that you got for your Canada travel.
Thank you.
Fist pump, fist pump, fist pump. We're doing a fist pump. Okay, thanks, Sharon, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
See ya. Thank you, everyone. And don't go yet. We're not finished. We're just going to let Sharon go back to the green room because she likes our lobster. So we're going to let her go there. So thank you again, Sharon, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow. Episode 41, almost in the books, Junior. And again, another super stellar, super awesome, super Canadian guest by the name of Sharon Bonhog, the CEO of Kakuli Cafe. And again, everyone, we've been posting up all the goodies about our friend Sharon. Make sure you give her an email, pass on the word about Kakuli Cafe, all the good work they're doing, and in promoting their cafe and their opportunities there. So, Colin.
Yes.
We are the Co-Bro hosts.
The Co-Bros.
Yes.
Yes.
Of A Travel Talk Show. Greg and Colin, we're the brothers of tourism, the Co-Bro founders of A Canada. So, hey, follow us. Follow us on Facebook. Are you getting feedback, Col?
No.
Oh. I think Sharon might be giving us feedback there. And just go to...
I might have to mute.
No. We're getting feedback. Oh, maybe is it feedback now? No, we're good. Okay. So see, that's live. That's beautiful. That's chemistry. That's magic.
You're the only one that heard it though.
Yeah, but I hear everything because I got the controls here. So we're getting all this. You should hear what people say about you, Col.
I guess, eh? I just hear the good things. They're the only ones that come through.
Yes. So it's episode 41. We're your Co-Bro hosts, the A Travel Talk Show. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. We will also be sharing this show on all 8 formats. So if you love this show as much as we do, we appreciate you all coming on. Please share. Yes. We are the private guys out there doing a national effort to promote tourism in all aspects. Live Canada, breathe Canada, explore Canada. Coming soon to ACanadaTravel.com is an opportunity to become a very special club of people who love their community and explore. Please watch our social media channels for an opportunity to become, drumroll, a Canadian adventure seeker. We have a really cool program coming up. Keep your eyes open. We have tested it with some people right now, and it's coming soon, and it's cool. So tune into that.
Yeah.
If you like sightseeing, if you like hiking, you like any of that stuff, it's all out there.
If you're a Canadian adventurer, and we know there's a lot of you.
Yes, we do.
Passionate
Yes.
Canadian adventure.
Yes.
Passionate.
So thank you for tuning in to Canada's Live Travel Talk Show, the home of the beaver, the moose, the polar bear, and everything beautiful about Canada. We'll see you next week, same time, same place at 7 p.m. PST right here on the Canada Travel Facebook and YouTube pages.
Yes.
Junior, do you want
Next
to
week.
close out the show, big guy?
Yes, next week you'll have to join us for James Hills. He is a marketer of America's top brands. He owns and operates a men's lifestyle and travel blog called mantripping.com. And he is a big time marketer through his travel blogs, his information blogs. So stay tuned. He's going to be good. Bro, on to you.